movie begins with 5 adventurous individuals and their loyal canine companion as they prepare for an exhilarating hiking and camping adventure. They are stopped by a sheriff who tells them about a missing camper and asks them to keep an eye out for him. While Goose plays with his machete, the others do a little target practice, which doesn't very well for them. Goose grabs his favorite magazine and tells everyone that he has to use the restroom as he heads into the woods. While Goose is having a good time with his one and only, he hears something behind him. He looks and sees a hairy, ugly monster watching his every move. Goose pulls up his pants and runs back to camp as fast as he can. Goose tells everyone about what he saw, but they just laugh at him. While they are exploring the area, they are confronted by 2 hikers who tell them that they are trespassing and need to get off their land. After a brief altercation, the troublemakers back down and they all go their separate ways. While George is out exploring, he stumbles upon a cave. When he is leaving, he looks up and sees a large hairy monster watching his every move. Later, Coco is missing. While they are all out searching for her, they hear gunshots coming from their campsite. They run back and find that their campsite has been destroyed and Goose laying on the ground with a metal pole protruding from his chest. Seeking revenge, they grab their guns and start hunting for the creature. Peck steps in a bear trap, and while trying to free himself, he sees Lucy running toward him with the monster right behind her. It grabs her from behind, and as she tries to get away, Peck takes aim and shoots at the creature, killing Lucy instead. Peck is devastated because he killed Lucy instead of the monster. He walks around trying to pull himself together. Peck is now determined to kill the monster. He picks up the monster's trail and he thinks he is closing in for the kill, but the monster surprises and kills Peck instead. Now only George and Warren are still standing. They both agree to stay and fight instead of running to safety. They both want to kill the creature after it has killed all their friends. They come up with a plan to trick the monster into a trap and kill it. George agrees to be the bait because he is a faster runner. The plan appears to work as the monster trips over the rope and activates the trap. The monster is sent tumbling down into a large deep pond with a large boulder pulling him under the water to die. But the monster does not die and he comes out of pond and is very angry. He grabs Warren by the neck and then breaks his back. Now only George remains. The monster picks him up by his throat to finish him off. But George kicks him right between the legs. That will get anyone's attention. He drops George as he lets out a loud moan, and George takes off like a rabbit. George runs into a cave full of human and animal remains. He sees a machete next to one of the bodies. The monster follows George into the cave and charges toward him. George stands his ground and stabs the monster. The monster knocks George across the cave. George lands on a body with a gun next to it. He grabs the gun and starts shooting. The monster is wounded and backs out of the cave with George still shooting him. The monster falls to the ground and George thinks that he is finally dead. As he sits next to the body to catch his breath, the monster sits up again. George stands up and pulls the machete from the monster's chest and cuts his head off. Coco has been hiding out during this camping and hiking adventure. Now that she knows the monster is dead, she decided it's safe to come home again. A very smart dog.